What's poppin' YouTube? I'm a crazy Canuck here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I know I am. I hope you guys are all ready to rumble, because in today's video we're going to check out the all-new Crash Team Rumble. Let's get into it. Alright. In this gameplay, I'm going to be using the big, beefy, thick boy, Dingodile with the pixelated skin and the Healing Fridge power-up. I really like the Dingodile and Healing Fridge combo because how beefy he is, and being able to heal makes me even more annoying to deal with. We are going to be playing on Tiki Towers. The three relic stations in this map are Bandicutapult, Bombardment, and the epic relic station Uka Uka. The Bandicutapult launches you across the map, Bombardment rains down damage on the bank, and Uka Uka rains down meteors from the sky. I hit the ground running and immediately start harassing Coco and channel our inner Scorpion, get over here! She does a good job of utilizing her quantum walls, which are the red bricks you're seeing in front of you. She can go through them, I can't, trying to put as much distance between her and Dingo as she possibly can. As we do eventually get the KO. If you don't already know, Crash Team Rumble is an online team-based 4v4 brawler. First team to collect 2,000 Wampa Fruits wins. Sounds easy, right? Not exactly. There's so much going on, and there's a lot to focus on. You have to know really what to prioritize to give your team the best chance to win. Looking back at this gameplay, I spent a lot of time guarding the bank, which isn't necessarily a bad idea, just being a nuisance and creating problems for the scorers to deposit their Wampa. What I really should have been doing at the start is seeing my team is 70% boosted. I really should have been taking advantage of that and trying to collect Wampa and bank it while we have the boost active. I also should have been more focused on the gem pads, especially playing as a blocker. You can create a lot of problems for them as he's so beefy and he hits hard, and ultimately you're going to be way more effective for your team. Even though there are different classes like scorers, boosters, and blockers, you have to kind of read the room. At the end of the day, your job is to give your team the best chance to win in whatever role you're playing. So if your team is heavily boosted, you're now a scorer. I don't care if you're Dingo, or if you're Cortex, or Coco, you're now a scorer. Your only objective should be collecting Wampa and dropping them off. If you notice that the enemy team is heavily focused on your bank, the best play is to either, if you have a Goxmaxian guard, to place that down, or get the relic stations going and take them off the bank by force. You don't really want to waste too much time trying to fight them 1v1, especially if they're a blocker and you're not. That's not going to end in your favor most of the time. Use what the map gives you. If there's bombardment, use it. Try and get in this case, the Uka Uka going. That would be really effective and just completely turn the tide of the game. Speaking of the epic relic station, as you can see, we're just trying to patrol it, keep that Brio away from it. It is really close to being activated. It only needs 10 relics, which is nothing, and we want to make sure our team is the one that gets it and not the other way around. One thing I have noticed about Crash Team Rumble, at least in the early stages, is that players aren't really focusing on the relic stations at all, which I think is a huge mistake as they heavily influence the way the game's going to go. So we're just going to keep patrolling Uka Uka and keep Coco away, who is a booster, away from that relic station so she cannot deposit and possibly activate it. As their blocker Dingodile comes to Coco's aid, this is kind of bad news bears for us. We're caught in a bad spot. We don't have a lot of health, but we do have a healing fridge, and this is a great example of why I love it. The game completely changes. He kind of dips and says, look, I've had enough. I'm not going to win this fight, and goes about his business. Although we do chase a little too much, and then Embryo with the Monster Mash does clean us up. Now, if you look at the scoreboard, the Silent Keeper, who's playing as Dingodile, has 284 Wampa scored and 24 relics collected. Which is fine, he is contributing to our team, but he's playing more of a scorer/booster role, and it's not really that effective with Dingodile because he's so slow. He does have a lot of health though. It would be way more effective to use someone with a little bit more mobility, like Coco or Crash, as we get Uka Uka active and we're just wreaking havoc on their bank. And we're going to chase down Embryo, who thinks he can get away. No shot. We're going to go after him. And even though the Epic Relic Station doesn't have that big of effect this time around, it is super effective on this map, especially if they have a lot of blockers on their bank. It is a great way to get them off. And we're going to go help out on our bank as they're trying to deposit, and we're just going to kind of just be a nuisance, just be really annoying, hopefully get a couple knockouts. Our healing fridge is active, so we're just going to wait for the right time to use it. Our health is dwindling down, and thanks for he's going to have, so we're going to deploy it. And again, the engagement changes, and we're going to heal up. The Brio activates its Monster Mash. It chases us off, ultimately destroying our fridge. But I got help from another Dingodile. We're just going to kind of spin the win, and this poor Brio doesn't stand a chance. You know, that's kind of, you got to read the room and know when to fold, and that Brio shouldn't have engaged, knowing you have two blockers. As we're going to get KO'd, that's okay. We have a 1173 to 746 lead. Looking pretty comfortable. It's hopefully we can keep pushing and hold them off, because my strategy right now is just basically stay on their bank, and hopefully our guys can deposit and just try and keep them from depositing as little as possible. Although they do have a 30% boost, and the bombardment on their bank can be a little tricky. We have the healing fridge up, and just gonna kind of make sure they can't take advantage of their boosts. But the game can change so quickly, as you're about to find out. It's 1402 to 963, so right now we're looking pretty comfortable. Our blockers are kind of occupying their space. This Brio's going to come back and with his Monster Mash, which does not get us, and now we're just going to kind of chase him away and make sure he does not get his potions off, as they were able to capitalize. Now it's 1402 to 1241, and we do get KO'd, but the Uka Uka is now active, and this game is becoming a lot closer than we'd like. It's, you know, less than 200 point lead. We're kind of close to victory. We just have to really lock it down and take advantage of this, of the Epic Relic. We got a 40% boost now. In hindsight, I really should have been more attentive to that. I didn't even realize it, and took an advantage of the boost, and really we could have won this game a lot sooner. But that's fine. We're just gonna kind of hopefully outscore them and make sure they can't deposit at all. 1535 to 1262. We're the highest damage dealt at 460 something, so we're doing our job as blockers. Not a fantastic gameplay, but I think, you know, we did a good enough job overall. As a strictly, we're gonna try and disrupt their WAMP account and not let them deposit. Now we have a 70% boost at 1926 to 1478. We're looking pretty here. Although I'm getting double teamed and ultimately, you know, get forced off the pad. 1926 to 1488. I think it's pretty safe to say that we're gonna get the victory with the boost, barring something catastrophic. And we have a guard up, so they really can't do much with our blocker on their pad. I should have been more diligent, like I said, to try and deposit, which I think I'm gonna do now. Getting chased by a Brio who finishes his Monster Mash, and this is why I don't deposit. As Dingo, they got a bombardment, and I just get absolutely destroyed. Thinking I had an easy deposit, and no, not at all. We get destroyed by the bombardment, and that was just not a good time. Although we're less than 40 points to victory, I don't think we can sweat it. I think we are gonna cruise our way. And I had a lot of fun with this gameplay. I'm not gonna lie, like, this game is super fun. I really hope with the exposure of Twitch and YouTube that more people catch on and have a great time with it, because it's one of those games that, like, what am I watching? But it's really fun to play. Confusing to watch, but once you know what you're doing, it is super fun. It's a blast. It's, you know, not super sweaty, just a good time. And 4 points to get the victory, drop off to win, and we got the dub. Silent Keeper, the Dingodile, is the top performer.